Sure. When I was representing the ephedra manufacturer, we had been in litigation for 2 years, and we literally had, we kind of handled it the way the big tobacco firms handled it when they had discovery requests. The amount of documents that were generated were so voluminous that it was very difficult to answer discovery because it was so voluminous. So what we did was we went to a larger law firm and we set up a discovery room where we literally just had a room like this filled with documents, research, articles about the product, customer complaints, whatever it was. The manufacturer did several clinical trials on their product, and unbeknownst to any of the lawyers, one of the participants suffered a arrhythmia during the process and had to be rushed to the hospital. When we turned over the documents in discovery, it was whited out by the client. And when we went back up there to prep for depositions, we discovered they had done this. Obviously, there's a tremendous amount of pressure from your client to withhold that type of evidence. And it's your duty as a lawyer, whether it's good or bad or indifferent to your client, you got to turn that stuff over. So we had real tough meetings with the client, and we turned it over. And at the time, there was national litigation going on. I was handling a case in Philadelphia at the time. There was also a case pending in Oklahoma City. The case in Oklahoma was on the eve of trial, and that came out. And all the lawyers, plaintiffs bar talk, obviously, so that came out. And the judge entered a sanction order against the client, basically entered a default judgment against him out there, and he faxed that order to our judge. And I could tell you, it was a really difficult position for a younger lawyer to be in, where this was turned over unbeknownst to us. And the only reason it was turned over was because I think lawyers get a bad name a lot of times, but once that came to the lawyer's attention, we did what was right. And I think that was a real learning experience for me, that look, no matter what happens in a case, the truth is all that's in. A lawyer can only take the facts as they come, but you have to turn over documents and do those sorts of things no matter what. And that's what we did in that circumstance, even though it wasn't obviously helpful to the client.
Was that your call, or are you the one on the phone with the client?
Well, I was with it was myself and the partner that we were working with. I mean, it got to the level where we were all talking about it in the firm. It was such a big issue, but that was part of the process.